coming to you. 4:30, Sunday, September 21st. Sage, I don't know how they won the game. I mean, after basically Dominic Pooney gets called for the hold in the end zone, you give the safety to the Cardinals to go up 2, and then you also got to punt the ball away to them. The defense gets a big stop, and then it really just came down to Mac Jones putting his nuts on the table. Eddie, Dinero Pinero, really just, honestly, something that we haven't seen from this kicker position for the past 3 years. Clutch kick, wins the game. Niners go to 3-0. Sage, you honestly thought they couldn't do it. You were getting set up pretty early at one point. I'm not going to call you out here, but what are your instant thoughts as the Niners go to 3-0?
Chase, that fourth quarter was an emotional roller coaster. I mean, back and forth. 1 second, I'm mother bleeping Mac Jones. I'm yelling at the refs. Like, you could check it out on the Twitter. That holding penalty for the safety that didn't seem like it was in the end zone.
Questionable.
The intentional grounding on Kyler Murray, which looked like from every angle except for one that he was in the end zone, but I guess it wasn't.
I thought he was out of the end zone. I don't know about that one.
But just the absolute just like dogfight. Yards were hard to come by. Points were hard to come by. And the Niners won it in a gritty way. You lose Nick Bosa, which we'll get to later, but they find a way to win regardless. I mean, I can't even say they were the better team today, but they played better when it mattered, and they got the win. 3-0, and Brock Purdy should be back next week.
Brock Purdy looks like he's going to be back. He's going to be back next week. Sage, I told you, they try to get him set up the entire week to get ready for the game, but Mac Jones stepped in. The interception was very bad, Sage, but
really bad.
On that last drive, what really stood out to me, he was getting the ball out of his hands so quick. We're forgetting Mac Jones was injured that entire time. Like, there was a point where, genuinely, you saw him limping around. He couldn't even get the stretch handoff to Christian McCaffrey on that 3rd and goal. You're thinking, are we actually going to maybe have to see Adrian Martinez here? But he was able to, shake it off a little bit, and he was just great on that drive. I mean, he was giving it to everybody. Kendrick Bourne. I think even Sky Moore got a catch. What a nice little last 2 minutes by Sky Moore, a guy who, let's be real, has not gotten a lot of compliments from this podcast. Nice little play to pull away, bail out. You get the ball back at the 20 instead of getting pinned. Nice catch, and it was just methodical. You got to give credit to Shanahan, too. That last drive was perfect, and everybody's mind was thinking there's a good chance that Pinheiro might miss his kick.
Chase,
he looked shaky.
Honestly, I am not going to lie to you.
I'm like, he does not look confident.
I was so confident when he lined it up. I was waiting for them to ice him. I saw they had 2 in the pocket. Maybe they're playing mind games. But as soon as they got it on the hash he liked, no wind, you could see it from the little flags. I was like, dude, he is going to ice this. Praised God before. It was all in the man above. And I just knew he couldn't miss it, bro. Like, this is a game that the Niners would have
You
lost
knew that he couldn't miss it? Come on, Sage.
He couldn't.
What are we talking about? We're
34
yards here.
34 yards. He made it. Get that out of your head. Get that shit out of your head. He made it. I have all the faith in the world in this guy right now. He nailed that 51-yard field goal, and he probably had like 8 to 10 yards of distance on it. So that whole weak leg thing, we might be putting that to rest too. But this is a game the Niners lose last year. The 2024 49ers find a way to lose this game. Instead, they find a way to win. Mykel Williams playing an absolutely stellar game against the run. He goes down. Nick Bosa in his 2 series dominated. He goes down, doesn't return. And it just felt like they were finding guys. Kendrick Bourne making plays. MVS making plays. Ricky Pearsall becoming the wide receiver 1. The Niners are primed to start getting guys back. I am a bit worried. I mean, every week guys are dropping, but this is the bare bones of the Niners. They're missing guys everywhere, and they're still finding ways to win. So I am so confident in what I saw today.
Yeah, we're going to definitely talk about the injuries a little bit. It's definitely a concern, but with this game, you brought it up a little bit earlier, Sage. This was a terrible game to watch. For, I think, maybe all the way up until the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. It was 6-6. Nothing was going on, and it was tough for the Niners offense because you basically saw, okay, they're going to stack the box. They're going to make sure that Christian McCaffrey's not going to be able to break out because you have guys like MVS and Kendrick Bourne running routes. We're just going to try to have Mac Jones force something, get him into mistakes that way. So it was tough for the Niners offense, but something clicked. I don't know what it was, but Kyle Shanahan, I think, has to get credit here. Sage brought it up. We were talking before we hopped on here. I don't think the Niners should have won this game. When you just look at what's happening, you're at home, but You're playing a team that's 2-0. They're probably not the most reliable 2-0 team, but this Arizona Cardinals team is a good team. And you lose Nick Bosa, middle of the game. Your defense is still able to get key stops, but the lack of weapons on this offense right now, I just don't even know how we're getting any points up on the board. It's really crazy. This wide receiver room is just honestly like cut down to the bone, but Ricky Pearsall, he's coming into his own. This guy's becoming the guy right now.
Oh my goodness. Ricky Pearsall. It wasn't even what he did. I mean, 8 receptions, 117 yards. It's when he did it. It's that catch. I mean, credit to Mac Jones. He put that ball right on his face mask. You couldn't even drop it. Like, he couldn't have dropped it if he tried. The only person who would have dropped that today is Marvin Harrison Jr., who had a very abysmal game. But
Christian McCaffrey, a couple of them.
McCaffrey too. Christian McCaffrey, dude, honestly, hats off. I hated him. I was saying some things about him. Mac Wilson Jr.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Christian McCaffrey. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
He kind of had McCaffrey in his back pocket a bit today. I mean, my God, he was after him. He was on him. McCaffrey would catch it. The guy would be right on him. I thought it was a tough showing for McCaffrey. I don't think the offensive line helped him out. I mean, 17 carries for 52 rush yards. Not the best. He was getting 3.2 yards per carry, 29th in the NFL coming into this game. It got worse. That's a story for another day. I mean, this interior O-line is not helping out at all. It's going to be a lot better when you get some mobility back at your quarterback position with Brock Purdy coming back next week. I am interested. It seems like all signs are a go that Purdy's coming back, but I don't know how hurt Mac Jones was, because at the end there, they kind of had to like go with the quick passing route, right? But the Cardinals, I thought they played that at the end so bad. I mean, the Niners only needed a field goal. They were playing their safeties ridiculously high and just letting us pick apart around the first down marker when Mac Jones couldn't move. And we were just marched down the field to the point where it went from like, okay, we only got a minute 54 to we have more than enough time, 2 plays into the drive. So, I mean, it just felt like at the end there, the Niners, you win it. No, you win it. No, you win it. No, you win it. Like just like back and forth, like Jackie Moon passing in and out of the post. Like, who wants to take this game? And the Niners buckled down, got the play at the end, drove it. And that 3-0 feeling, man, like it just feels good. It's been forever since the Niners started 3-0.
Yeah, it's been a while. What I kind of want to like dive into is there was a lot going back and forth at the end of the game, like you brought up. And I will say it's going to be talked about. I think it would have been a bigger topic if the Niners didn't come back and win the game. But maybe I don't know the rule book. That hold by Dominic Pooney was on the 2-yard line. It was not in the end zone. 100%. Can we get confirmation on that? Like, is it if the ball is in the end zone and there's a hold, that's when a safety occurs, or does the actual hold itself physically have to be in the end zone? Because the Niners got boned there. That shifted the entire game. Not only do you give them 2 points with 3 minutes left, but then you got to punt or you got to kick it off to them from the 20-yard line.
No, it's a spot foul. It's a spot foul. It's where
that was crazy, and nobody brought it up on the broadcast at all.
It's weird. Mark Sanchez did the worst job maybe ever since Doris Burke's finals performance of broadcasting a game. My God, snooze fest, was getting the players' names wrong.
I like Sanchez. I do. I was giving him shit, but I actually kind of like him.
He's like a goof. He's a goof. I don't like it when he narrates or when he broadcasts the game. I think his partner, I don't know, whatever the fuck his name is, I think he's fine. I think Sanchez is very just like bland. He's like a worse Tony Romo is how I view him. I think he's very bored. He's Colin Coward's
I think that's what he was in the NFL too. So maybe that's why you see him like that.
He's Colin Coward's boy. You could catch him on the herd like 4 times a week, giving you the worst analysis you'll ever hear and how he's excited about every player from A to Z in the NFL. I mean, Chase, I'm hyped.
Not a fan of Mark Sanchez, huh?
It feels like I had 6 things of coffee and a Red Bull vodka before I hopped on this stream. That's what a win feels like, though, in the NFL, especially with your backup quarterback. It comes down to the little things, the details. I mean, the Cardinals on that 3rd and 9 from the 50, passing it and just gifting the Niners a timeout. Kyle Shanahan being aggressive at the end there, just like the little things. I can't complain too much about the officials. The Niners really shot themselves.
So, Sage, hold on. Let's dive into that because I think that's a big part of the game. Right after you get that, right after you give up the safety, the Cardinals get the ball back. They basically need to get 2 first downs to ice the game. They were doing exactly what I wanted. It's like, hey, you know what we should do? Let's just run Kyler Murray up the gut. And who else was in there? Trey Benson also. James Conner. He might be done. He might be done.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers with James Conner. Seems like a good guy, but that really did affect the game as well. I don't think their run game was as effective when James Conner got out, But I did not get the play calling by Drew Petzing there. Also, one of the ugliest guys ever. That guy's never going to be an NFL coach. I don't care how good his offense is. That can't be the leader of your franchise. Just saying. But it was questionable, Sage. I think they should have had Kyler Murray in space because the entire game, you saw that was the thing that was really breaking down this Niners defense. When Kyler Murray was able to get outside and make some plays with his legs, they just didn't even go to that.
Yeah, I mean, in the entire game, right? Like in the first drive, he was able to escape the pocket. They were moving the chains. They were able to get some yards on the run. I think in that first quarter, each team had 2 possessions. The Niners' 2 possessions took 2 minutes. The Cardinals took 13, right? The Cardinals were getting pushed. They were getting pushed. I mean, it was a stop here from Michael, a stop there, but they were able to kind of like pick apart that Niners D-line a bit. It was a bit concerning. At the end, obviously, they buckled down. I don't know if that was more of a Trey Benson is Isaac Guerrero 2.0. He has the physical attributes but can't read a hole and is running into defenders. Or the Niners figured something out. Because on offense, it did seem like, they figured something out. Maybe they did on defense as well. But, I mean, back-to-back weeks, right, with Mac Jones, right? Like the clutch drive, being able to figure it out when you got to figure it out. I said it to Chase before we hopped on. I said, my entire game script, like all my notes just flipped once again in that fourth quarter where I'm like, the offense can't do shit. The offense can't block. No one's getting out in space. No one's getting separation. And then it's Ricky Pearsall making guys miss. Christian McCaffrey getting past the sticks, making catches, doing it with his hands, right? Doesn't have to be a run every time. The run blocking, it's going to get destroyed in the PFF grading this week, but you're figuring out ways to do it, getting it to your playmakers and other guys stepping up. I mean, Chase, I'm like a dog right now. You're going to have to contain me because after that, man, I just
want you to go off, baby. Hey, no,
I wrote us off, man.
Sage Unfiltered.
I wrote us off. And after last year, I said it. I said after the Trey Lance bullshit, I said, I'm done being one of those Niners fans who's going to defend my quarterback, be like, oh, but I kind of wanted to see Matt, because there's guys out there who want to defend Brock Purdy and be like, oh, I just want to see, the Niners win, but they need Purdy. And I want to be a Brock Purdy guy. Fuck that. I'm just happy the Niners won. I don't give a shit anymore. Like, winning feels good. I don't ever want to be a loser again after last year.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. So Mac Jones, 27 of 41, 284, touchdown and a bad interception. But you got to think that this is going to be the end of the Mac Jones project right here. And Mac Jones, respectfully, I like you as a guy. You seem like a good guy. You did a great job. I hope I never see you again in a 49ers uniform on the field. That's just because I want Brock Purdy in there. But I wasn't really – I was just at a point where I accepted whatever I was seeing with the offense. Obviously, there were struggles, but I don't know. When it's a situation like this with so many injuries, it's almost hard to really bag on a backup quarterback like Mac Jones coming in and struggling a little bit. But I will say that the one thing, if I do have a concern, I know that we're on a high right now, but the one thing that I am a little bit concerned about, it seems like this O-line is struggling. They were holding up pretty good at the start of the game, right, all the way up until halftime, but you saw towards the second half that Mac Jones was getting a lot more pressure on him. You obviously had, I think it was about 4 holding calls, the safety, and I just don't think they could get a push in the run game, Sage. That's the one thing. This 49ers run game is something that is a little bit concerning to me. It just seems like McCaffrey's getting no holes, and there's almost nowhere for him to go at all.
Chase, you know what's so funny is coming into this game, they were averaging 3.2 yards per carry, but according to PFF, they had the 5th best run block grade. So basically saying like maybe it might be a McCaffrey Brian Robinson thing. That is not what I saw at all today. I mean, my God, he was getting met in the backfield. They tried, like when they were down at the goal line, the time where they had the turnover on downs, right? The first time, the one before the use check touchdown. Those plays they were running, they were just like, there was no chance for McCaffrey. You have Mac Jones like limping to try and give him the ball. And by the time he gets there, Calais Campbell and an ensemble of Cardinals are just there to just basically just gangbang him. And he can't get anything from that. So that's where I was starting to get scared because I was like, if they can't run the ball, Mac Jones can't move. Like this offense is fucked. And then I just feel like the Cardinals kind of gave it away to them, right? Like the one thing you could do is just maybe try and get some pressure, play these guys tight because Mac Jones ain't extending plays. He's not going to, they're not going to have time to hit a double move and beat you downfield. So I feel like it was just a bad game from the Cardinals. Niners find a way. Obviously, I am concerned, though, with these injuries. They're starting to pile up. I mean, shit, the backup quarterback's hurt now, right? You got 2 O linemen down, right? And you got Nick Bosa hurt now. So it's gotta be one of those things where you got to get healthy at some point if you want to contend. I mean, the America's darling, you saw what happened to the Packers today. They got shut out by the Browns. And the Eagles looked like shit, even though they squeezed out a win. So the NFC looks like it's wide open for the taking if the Niners could get healthy.
Yeah, I mean, the Niners, they're first place right now. They're the only 3-0 team in the NFC West. Also, I'm just going to say it right now. I think this is the best division of football. I don't care what everybody's saying about the NFC North or the AFC North. I think this is the best division of football. You saw the Seahawks. They kicked the ever-loving shit out of the Saints today. But to cap it off, Sage, talk about the running game. I guess we're not doing the Brian Robinson thing anymore.
I guess it's done.
Yeah, I mean, Christian McCaffrey, 27 touches today. I'm not going to be the guy to bag on Kyle because I think you needed all the Christian McCaffrey possible. But I do think that you need to give Brian Robinson a little bit more run. But late in that game, Sage, you brought up everything was stagnant. Even for the Cardinals, the offense was not working. But Ricky Pearsall, I think that big play to Ricky Pearsall on that 4th and 2, that really jump-started everything for the offense. And then you just saw guys like Kendrick Bourne get open. I think MVS had a catch as well. Jake Tonjes with 2. But, yeah, I think it all got jump-started with that 4th and 2 call. Kyle was pretty brave, I think, with a couple of the 4th down calls that he went with. And that really was something that stood out to me when I saw the offense take a little bit of a shift.
100%. I mean, they were aggressive. 2 weeks in a row, you see him get aggressive with Mac Jones, kind of realizing, like, we need to try and get every advantage we can. Once you're kind of in that position where you're on your backup quarterback, offense isn't coming as easily. And I will say that they can rely on the defense. They can hang their hat on their defense, unlike last year where they had to be aggressive because they just didn't trust their defense. No doubt. But still, like, it's more so, it's a tale of what the offense is and how they were struggling. I mean, in that first half, it was brutal. I mean, what was it, 6-3 at half, was it? Or was it?
It was 6-6. Let me see. I had it in my notes, but go on.
I think it was 6-3. I think it was 6-3, but the Niners were getting outpossessed. I think it was like 22 minutes to 8. I thought
oh yeah. No, it was 8, yeah. They only had 8 minutes of possession the entire first half. I think they had 15 plays.
Yeah. I thought Bryce Huff had a really good first half. I mean, he was getting off the ball quick. I think he had 2 pressures. He had the sack to end the half on Kyler Murray when Mark Sanchez was making it feel like they were about to go win the game. Chase, you know what I was thinking today is that I feel like it's kind of been the opposite with Kyler Murray, where the more we play him, the less scary he's become. I feel like rookie Kyler Murray, second year, third year, he gave us way more fits, gave us way more trouble. Today I was looking at Kyler Murray and I'm just like, what are you? Like, seriously, like, what are you? Like, are you this ultra talented guy? Like, I get it, you're a little bit small, but it seems like you have no command of the offense. You're getting out of the huddle late, right? They had to blow 2 timeouts. They took a delay of game because they couldn't get the play in. And it's like, dude, you're in, what is he, year 8, you said?
Yeah, I think it's his 8th year right now.
And it seems like you're just running like a JV offense here when you have weapons, you have Marvin Harrison, you have a decent run game, and you got a great tight end. So it was kind of weird, like, to see him get outplayed by Mac Jones like that. Like, what does that say about Kyler Murray, really?
I don't know, Sage. He scares the shit out of me.
Does he?
Especially when Nick Bosa went down. Yeah, because there's so many. I think he definitely did it a couple times a day, but there's so many times where it's just like a 3rd and 7 and he just escapes.
He does.
And
yeah.
You can't ever prepare for that. Like, you know, that Robert Sala in the back of his mind is thinking that the entire game I could have the perfect call for whatever they're going against, and Kyler Murray could just get out of the pocket, run for 20 yards, and that continues to drive. So I'm always scared about Kyler. And the one thing that I did see with the defense that I think needs to be called out a little bit is that there were a couple of miscommunications in the secondary. There was, I think, 2 or 3 plays where Marvin Harrison was just wide open by 10 yards on every side. And I'm like, how the fuck did this happen? I think that I have a little bit of concerns about Renardo Green. I think that he's a tough player. I've been liking what I've been seeing from Renardo Green the past couple games, but I was a little bit concerned with what I saw from him.
100%. I mean, let's just be real.
Overall, what do you think about that secondary?
I mean, let's just be real. If it wasn't for these linebackers, this secondary would be getting absolutely exposed. Like, Fred Warner and D. Winters are covering up everything. If Kyler Murray just had time, he was picking apart. I mean, Upton Stout made a play at the end, but he was the guy.
Great play. That would have been the game.
He was the guy last week they were going at. This week, right? And Renardo Green, too, last week, they were going at him. This week, they're going at Renardo Green. There's miscommunications where guys are running wide open. Marquis Siegel, again, missing tackles in the open field, allowing 10-yard runs to turn into 20-yard runs. So I can't, like, I have no confidence right now in this secondary. I mean, Lenore was
I feel opposite.
Lenore was missing tackles too. What gives you confidence in the secondary? I mean, it just came down to, like, they were dropping balls. We had dumb PI penalties, and whenever they wanted to go at them, guys were open.
Well, I don't know, because I did bring up that there was a couple plays where you had those blown coverages, but other than that, I think we're really underestimating what we're seeing from Pinnock. I think that Pinnock is a very good piece who's getting thrown in there, and Siegel does struggle in coverage, but I don't know. Maybe I missed a couple of missed tackles, but I thought that he made a great tackle on Kyler on that last drive where he basically got him right at the line of scrimmage, and there was no way that he was going to get past him. So I just feel like I'm comfortable with this safety room, knowing that you have Mustafa coming in. I thought Lenore was great all day. The only guy that I really want to hammer is Renardo, because that PI was bad, and a couple of those miscommunications, that's really where you saw him kind of get exposed.
Was he playing through injury? It seemed like he got banged up a bit. I mean, I don't want to give him the excuse here. I'm not giving him a bailout, but was he playing through injury? It seems like he was hobbling, going down, getting up, played the whole game. Gotta lay your hat off to him. I mean, it's kind of a shame we've got this far into the stream. We haven't mentioned Fred Warner's name once.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And D Winters.
D Winters too. I mean, I don't want to say it, Chase, but D bleeping Winters. You see this week, right? Dre Greenlaw.
Just say it, bro. D fucking Winters. D fucking what the fuck you bleeping?
Winners. Bro,
Jesus
you
Christ.
saw Dre Greenlaw goes to the IR this week. He's not going to play potentially until week 7, right? The whole thing during the offseason was, how did we let Dre Greenlaw go? How can we let it go? We find out that we try and bring him back. He just wanted to go. Dre Greenlaw did the Niners a favor because they had D Winters sitting in their bench. They had D Winters sitting basically on their bench the entire year last year. He gets his opportunity, and he's been shining. He's available. He's as sure of a tackler as it comes. And he's filled that Dre Greenlaw role better than Dre Greenlaw could have, because Dre Greenlaw was never available last year. And the guy seems like he's never going to be available again.
Yeah, what I will say is that it seems like he's a full package, because you don't only just see him stand out when it comes to, I mean, he lays the boom on people. Like, you see D Winters and he jumps off the screen, but in coverage, he had a great play. I think it was it still James Conner who was in the game? Kyler had a good throw to him in the end zone, and D Winters was able to break it up, but he could cover too. So I'm really impressed with him in that sense, but I'm comfortable with saying that this is the best linebacker duo in the league.
Is there even a debate?
I mean, I'm not looking at a list right now of the 32 teams, but the fact that you have Fred Warner and they're playing like the best player in football on the defensive side, and you have D Winters to get him or to, pair up with him. I'm looking across the league. I'm not seeing any duo that can match up with them, but I'm impressed with how this front seven is starting to really come into gear. The rookies on the D-line, I'm starting to see it, Sage. I'm starting to see it. Michael had that big play to force Kyler Murray to throw it away. Alfred Collins had a couple big splash plays. Your boy CJ West got in there a little bit as well. But I just think that when Nick Bosa comes back, hopefully, let's knock on wood that he's not going to be out for too long. This D-line looks like it's pretty deep. You have Bryce Huff also, who made a couple big plays today. Getting backed up by that linebacking core, I just really like where they're looking in the front seven.
Chase, 100%. I mean, if you take out Kyler Murray's runs, right? You just take out the quarterback runs. They allowed less than 3.5 yards per carry. Challenged them. I challenged them after that Saints game. I said, I think maybe, first 2 games of the season, you're rookies, you open up on the road, you get your footing under you. You're back at home. Let's see you do it against a mobile quarterback and a running back like James Conner and Trey Benson against a team that likes to run the ball. They answered the call. They showed up. The defense was clearly the MVP of this game. I get that Mac Jones made that drive at the end, but from start to finish, the defense was put in bad position, put in bad spots. They answered the call. They did as much as they could with what the Cardinals presented. And I am so impressed with what that run defense turned into. I mean, all the big plays were coming from Kyler's arm, from busted coverages and PI penalties that might have been ghost. I mean, I've never seen a PI penalty called on a guy who didn't get targeted. That's neither here nor there. I mean, the refs tried to hand the Cardinals.
That was a PI. Come on, Sage. You didn't think that was a PI?
I've never seen a PI called on a guy who's not targeted. The pass was for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison jumped in there. It seemed like he was trying to get back to the ball, but Bernardo was all over him. I don't know. I can't defend you there. I think that was a clear PI.
No, I'm on an island here. I'll go bring as many Cardinals.
You're just going scorched earth on these refs. Like whatever kind of like 50-50 play, you're just like, no, fuck you. That was wrong. You fucked us.
But I mean, the Niners had 70 yards in penalties. The Cardinals had 25. The Niners had the turnovers. The Cardinals had 0. And still, the Cardinals outpossessed the hell out of the Niners. And still, the Niners find a way to win. That's what good football teams do, Chase.
Yeah.
That's what good football teams do. The Niners are showing that they're a good football team. With the cards down, with the injuries stacked against them, they're making dumb decisions. They still find a way at the end to be well coached, well organized, and get the win.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is a game that I probably went in. I think the Cardinals were favored at the start of the week when the lines opened up. I think a lot of people expected the Cardinals to go and win this game. You didn't even have your franchise quarterback. I mean, how can you really, decipher how a team played when they don't even have their franchise quarterback out there? Now you got Brock Purdy coming back. You're a little bit uncertain with Nick Bosa, but you also have some weapons, Sage. I mean, we got DeMarcus Robinson coming back. We're definitely not going to get Brandon Ayuk or Jordan Watkins coming back anytime soon, but it seems like this is a very good starting point for the Niners that you're so banged up, you still end up being 3-0, and you're only going to get healthier, I think, as the season goes along. Maybe hopefully. I'm wrong.
Inshallah.
I don't know. It hasn't really come out like that. We said that in the preseason. It's like, hey, just get healthy. You're going to start getting bodies back, and then we'll be good from there. But you have more bodies going down now. So, I don't know. I got to be happy. We'll see with that Nick Bosa injury, though. How long would you say? Do you think that's going to be a multi-week injury? It has to be, right?
So it's a knee. I think it's the same thing Jaden has. I'm assuming it's a knee sprain, like a mild knee sprain, which is going to keep him out for 2 weeks. I'm talking about
You're thinking 2 weeks?
I'm saying what Jaden Daniels, quarterback for the Commanders, has. He had a knee sprain. It kind of seems similar where it was one of those things where, I mean, Bosa didn't get tackled in this instance, but he got pushed, he got blocked, and all the weight went on his knee. It kind of, I don't want to say it buckled, but he just kind of crunched down on it a bit. And I feel like he might have sprained something. I think it's similar if you go watch what happened to Jaden Daniels last Thursday against the Packers. Scrambling, he goes down on one leg, gets tackled, and all his weight and the defender's weight goes on his left knee. I think it's going to be a mild sprain. I guess he misses the Rams game and the Jags game next week and the Rams game, being that it's a Thursday night and it's a quick turnaround. Get the extended bye, and he's probably back week 6 against the Bucs, is my guess.
Yeah. So I hate to look ahead a little bit, but we brought it up earlier. They're 3-0 right now on top of the NFC West. You got the Jaguars coming to town on Sunday, who I don't know if you watched any of that game, Sage.
Oh, my
Jaguars,
God.
Texans,
I watched the whole thing.
One of the ugliest games I've ever seen. A couple guys who have been questioned lately, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, did not show me anything today. They both look bad, so I'm expecting the Niners to get a win there. But that's going to be a big one if you have no Nick Bosa week 5. I'm looking ahead now. But that Thursday game, I'm with you, Sage. I don't think he's going to play that game. I don't think there's any way coming back from a knee sprain that you could be back on the field in 10 days. So that might be big because it seems like whatever concerns we had with Stafford early in the year, maybe we were a little bit too on top of that. And it seems like Matt Stafford's still playing good football. You're going to need to beat teams like the Rams. That's going to be an important game, and you're not going to have your guy.
Chase, I think I underestimated what the Rams offense and defense was going to be this year.
Yeah, they look good today.
My God, they dominated the Eagles. I don't know how the hell they lost that game. I don't know how. The Eagles, man, they're like the new Chiefs, where they just find the most obscure ways to win games, whether it's blocking a kick with zeros on the clock to get the miracle cover when you basically weren't covering the entire game, whether it's their little tush push.
What a terrible backdoor cover. Oh, my God. Can you imagine if you had Rams? What was the lineup?
3.5.
3.5. Oh, my God. You're thinking, okay, perfect. Yeah. I won the game. Now let's just see if the Rams win the game. Blocked. Return for a touchdown. Loss. Tear up that ticket. Crazy.
Niners now, one of 3 undefeated teams in the NFC. I think there's only 5 undefeated teams left in football. So, I mean, they're climbing, man. They're climbing up there. Between the Bucs, the Eagles, and the Niners definitely have the easiest path to get there. I think the 1 seed, when Brock Purdy went down, we're ripping our tickets. We're like, oh, 1 seed, out of play, right? Like, now you got to survive without Purdy. Seems like now you survived. I think if I had to bet, I think Brock Purdy is definitely back Sunday against the Jags. Kyle Shanahan said there was a great chance he played today. They roll the dice. They give him that rest. You're getting a fully healthy Brock Purdy next week.
I mean, do you think any part of Brock Purdy practicing was just throwing off the Cardinals?
Maybe.
I was saying that on Friday. I'm
Kyle
like,
Shanahan has a bunch of
moving around. He looks pretty fucked up in practice. And then you have Kyle coming in saying, oh, yeah, there's a chance that he might play on Sunday. I don't know. I kind of felt like that was maybe a little bit of gamesmanship by the Niners there, just trying to, have the Cardinals coaches maybe diving into some more of the Purdy tape, prepping for that.
Yeah, it definitely could be. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's not someone to put himself above some gamesmanship. I mean, he's the dog when it comes to it. I thought that in week 1, with Christian McCaffrey getting put on the injury report, I thought, is this some gamesmanship from Kyle? Who knows? You never know. That guy always has a trick up his sleeve, Chase.
No, he does. And anybody else that you really wanted to shout out? I mean, we could get into the Pearsall conversation a little bit. Yeah, let's get on Michael. I really the strength pops out to me, Sage. And that's one thing that you heard a lot about coming into the season, that this guy is just a fucking force of nature. Right when he came in to the locker room, they said, okay, you're going to be a starter. He was banged up coming into the season, so I think there was maybe a little bit of a stamina issue, but it seems like this guy just overpowers people. I forgot who was the running back. It might have been Benson or DeMarcado, but viciously, he just threw this guy to the fucking ground, and I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I was a little bit concerned at the start, but now as it seems like he's coming into his own, I think this guy could be a big impact player. Somebody you're going to need to take maybe a couple more steps up if Nick Bosa is going to be out for a couple weeks.
He doesn't play anything like him. He kind of reminds me of Aldon Smith, the way he has the pads on, just like a big, long freak. Doesn't play anything like him, obviously. I mean, his pass rush skills definitely need some refining. But I just man, when this guy makes a tackle and he just flexes over and stares at the camera, I'm like, that's a scary fucking motherfucker.
That's scary motherfucker. Yeah.
I would hate to be like you said. I think you texted us. You said, could you imagine being a running back when you hit the hole and you just see Fred Warner staring you down on the other end? Imagine just seeing a guy like Michael Williams, just a big dude just waiting just basically to rip you down. I thought he was really impressive. I thought he lived in the backfield. I'm very, very curious to see what the grades are going to be on Michael Williams. When he was out, they definitely felt it. As soon as he went to the locker room, I think he had a wrist injury. That's when the Cardinals were able to get some push, run the ball. I mean, they were down him and Nick Bosa. It was basically up to Elliott and Bryce Huff to try and generate any sort of pressure. I thought the Niners defense was fine without him, but when he was out there, you could tell he was a difference maker. He was all up in the Cardinals running backs, making big plays. So I was really impressed. And this is the floor. He missed training camp. He's only going to get better week by week. I do want to say, obviously, I'm going to be a little, pessimistic here. It is a risk, but I don't want to keep seeing injuries pop up. I don't want to keep seeing this guy to the locker room, limited in practice, shit like that. Because we've been down that road one too many times. I mean, I'm just praying I see Jordan Watkins or Jordan James once this year, right? I don't want another bust in my receiver running back room. So I am getting a bit nervous with some of the rookies and their injuries. I hope Mikel's not one of them.
So, Sage, I have an idea for what the Niners should do, because everybody asks the question. It's like, who do you blame for the injuries? Do you fire the trainer? Is it something with the Levi's grass? Sage, I don't know if you know, what's that place in Italy where people go where it's like, okay, they have terminal cancer and they basically go to this place and hopefully it gives them a blessing so they get saved? Is that the Niners' only chance to really never have these injuries pile up like this again? I don't know the name of the place, but I don't know. Do we need to get some fucking magic in here? It's just something that is so indescribable, and it happens every game. And honestly, I think 2 of the past 3 seasons have basically been derailed by injuries. So you hope it gets better, but at some point you just got to be like, man, maybe this team's just an injury-prone team.
I mean, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Maybe they need.
You don't know what I'm talking about? You never seen that? It's somewhere in Italy where people who are really sick, they go try to get blessed. I'll come over with that a little bit later. But
is this the Bloody Mary from South Park?
No, I think that's different. I think that's a little bit different.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's broke, you got to fix it. Something's clearly broke, and they got to find a way to fix it. Could they get through a game? I get it. It's football. Injuries happen. They don't happen like this. Historically, when players were running in Air Force Ones and playing without cleats, they weren't getting injured like this. When the helmets were as thick as paper and the face mask was made of plastic and the shoulder pads were absolutely tiny, they weren't getting hurt like this. I don't know what the hell is going on down in Santa Clara. I don't know if it's a Shanahan practice thing, which is what everyone wants to point to. I don't know if John Lynch is just drafting the wrong guys, or if it's just the players aren't coming into camp, coming into these games in shape. Whatever it is, it's like an infection, right? When it happens, it spreads and it affects every level of your team. You got guys in the secondary out. I mean, your best safety might not play until like week 8. Your receiver room is absolutely depleted. Calling on the likes of Kendrick Bourne, fresh off an ACL surgery and getting waived by the Patriots, whose wide receiver one's Kendrick Booty, or I don't even know his first name. And then you got guys like MVS, who no one in the league wants. These are guys making clutch plays for you. Sky Moore on kick returns. So something's got to change, man, because it's getting really, like, I'm tired of seeing these random numbers out there, and I got to look at my phone like, wait, who's that? Like, oh, 84 is Kendrick Bourne. Oh, 83 is MVS. Like, okay, I guess that's who we're rolling with today.
So it seems like the Niners maybe have 2 options. So go to that unnamed place in Italy, try to get blessed somehow, and maybe that'll save you from injuries coming up. Also, maybe Chad Ochocinco. He did throw his head into the ring. He said that, the 49ers are going through injuries. I didn't get injured my entire career. He's saying that it's a diet thing. He's saying that everybody, they're eating, chicken with the brown rice, vegetables. He's like, you're a fucking gladiator. How are you going to not get hurt if you're eating like a fucking animal or something, eating like a little squirrel out in the wild? I think he ate McDonald's every day. So he's saying like, dude, you got to get some carbs in you. You got to fill it up like that. He didn't get injured his entire career. So I think a lot of people are saying that Ocho's crazy, but I don't know. He's got some evidence to back.
I don't know. Like, I think Ocho, weirdly, I believe him. I don't know what it is.
No, I believe him too.
I feel like I shouldn't believe him based on his takes. I mean, he's kind of a goof. You watch Nightcap. He says the most outlandish stuff. I mean, he's hilarious. I can't repeat some of the things on here. What it sound is right coming from me. But that guy's hilarious. And I do believe him. I really do. Like, I get he kind of has like a base there. But
you just like McDonald's. You're different. You're a little bit biased because you're a Mickey D's guy.
Had it for lunch today. Niners were down. My fantasy team was getting pummeled. Had some McDonald's, turned the whole day around. Literally turned the whole day around. Chase, I think it worked for you too. Kind of rubbed off on you too. Got a little good news there out in LA. Might have flipped your season around. Who knows?
What happened in LA?
Your guy became the guy. I mean, prayers up to Najee
My guy
Harris.
was always the guy. My guy was always the guy. It was just a matter of time before Jim Harbaugh realized he was the guy. That's all I got to say. I mean, come on. Najee Harris.
Prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
I don't want to say that's I'm almost like Mike Francesa talking about Stanley. It's like, oh, who cares? But I feel bad for Najee Harris, but I just feel like Marion Hampton was better. That's just all I'm saying. But I don't know how we got there. I'll be honest. But yeah. So that's what we came down to. Ocho Cinco and the place in Italy. Going back though, all the way back. I think we brought up Michael Williams, right?
I think so. I think we got to shout out.
We like what we're seeing from him. Should we give a little bit of a shout out to Bryce Huff too?
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like we've been hyping up the past couple of weeks, but just thinking about the options that the Niners have on the edge, aside from Nick Bosa, this is by far the best it's been ever since Kyle Shanahan took over, ever since Nick Bosa got into the league. And I think that what you're seeing too is that this defense is closed. Well, they didn't close out this game, but they had big stops in the first 2 games to get the win to basically seal the game. And I'd almost say that 3-and-out that you gave up right before the Niners got the ball, Mac Jones led them down the field for that game-winning field goal. You could almost count that as one too. So it seems like this defense is clutch, and that's something that, as we know, we've been talking about it. That's something that I did not associate with Robert Saleh, but it seems like this defense is coming into its own, and I think it's one of the best in the league. I really do. I'm looking across the NFL. I'm looking at that front seven. I'm seeing a young, improving secondary. I don't see that many that are better than it.
Looking across the NFL today, I mean, I couldn't find a good defense other than the Vikings, who were going up against Jake Browning and whatever's left of the Cincinnati Bengals. So the Niners got a chance, and they're going to get healthier. They're going to get better. They're going to get more attuned to Robert Saleh's defense. I think he's been a world changer, I would say.
Yeah,
some of those blitzes.
Definitely.
I mean, he sent Jair free a few times. Kyler Murray just outran him. I thought that he was creating pressure. Kyler Murray, just Kyler Murray. He's going to get out of the pocket when he can, stuffing up the run. It's a lot different than what the Niners were the last time he was here. The personnel's a lot worse, but I feel like the creativity is a lot better. Would you say so? Some of the things he's coming up with is like very exotic and something that we kind of didn't see because the Niners were just so badass. He was like, I can beat you just playing my base defense. I don't got to do anything exotic.
Yeah, I'd say so. If there is one thing that I have to rag on Saleh for, I get that we like Marquise Siegel in there in the secondary stage, but I just don't know why we're benching a guy who's a top 5 safety in the league with Jair Brown.
Yeah, your boy.
Did you not hear what he said?
No, I have no idea.
You didn't see this? So they're interviewing Jair Brown. Sorry. Okay. But basically, they're interviewing Jair Brown. They're talking with him. They're saying, okay, Jair, obviously you got benched for Marquise Siegel. What's been your mentality? Being on the bench, maybe only popping in for 10 snaps. And, he kind of gave a little bit of a player speak where it's like, I just got to be ready for my opportunity to stand up. And then he said, I still think I'm one of the best safeties in the league.
Yeah, okay.
And then he's like, at least top 5. That you're never really confident in what you're saying. That's like me being like, hey, I'm the best salesman at the company. Well, at least I'm maybe top 5. It's like, okay, maybe you don't think that you're actually the best safety.
Immediately hedged it.
That was the funniest comment that I saw all week leading up to this game.
Maybe he meant top 5 on the 49ers. I'd assume he didn't mean top 5 in the league.
Like, I don't even know when we're
top
fully
5 in the NFC
West.
In
that top 5.
Top 5 in the NFC West.
You got Malik Mustafa coming back. I got him over you, Jair. I'm sorry to say.
100%. I mean, I don't want to say it might be hard taking that job from Pinnock, but Pinnock's done well. I thought Pinnock has done solid in his role. So I'm very impressed with him. They wanted it to be Pinnock or Siegel and Mustafa. It seemed like, I don't know how they're going to balance it out. I think the safety position is going to be fine. A little nervous about the secondary. Young guys, hopefully they just keep getting better. Upton Stout showed me a little something today.
Yeah, and you're saying, okay, what are they going to do? Who's going to come in? Is it going to be Marquise Siegel going out or Jason Pinnock going out? We almost forget, like last year, the depth on this roster was fucking terrible. Like, you had one guy go down. There was like some dude coming from the practice squad who's gone like 25 career snaps going in there and starting. Across the D-line, too, I'm seeing this. We got a lot of depth. We got a lot of good players on this defense, almost at every level. A guy who's not going to get any shine is Luke Gifford, but even having that guy as the third linebacker, not bad. Nick Martin, a guy that we were really impressed with, he's not even fucking suiting up for these games. So
Tatum Bethune, another guy
that is something that you're probably not seeing as much on the offensive side, but this defense, not only do they have the big names like Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, but you got a lot of young guys and you got a lot of depth, which is going to be important, especially as the season gets longer and naturally you're going to pick up more injuries.
100%. This team's definitely a lot better. I mean, you had Jair Brown starting last year. I mean, he was your starter. You had no one behind him that was could even challenge him for the job. I'm trying to go back and see who was even behind him last year. I forget. Fucking
You're saying behind Jair Brown? Well, yeah, who's the guy? I think they cut him. Who's the special team Matt Meister? George Odom? George Odom was in there.
Was it George Odom?
Yeah, it was George Odom. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, not great.
He was probably the guy behind.
Yeah. Anyways, it feels a lot different. They spent a lot of draft capital to build up this defense. They started with the line, built up the secondary too, and it's paying dividends. You got a really bolstered defensive line compared to last year, and you got playmakers all over the defense now. I love what I'm seeing out of D Winners. I love the upgrade there over Devondre Campbell. D line, the rookies. I feel like I'm starting to see more and more each week. So it's only up from here for the Niners, Chase.
It's only up from here. You're 3-0. How different would you have felt about this entire situation if they lost the game? Which is crazy to say because I personally don't think I would have left the Niners, but I feel like if they lost that game on that safety, punting away to Kyler Murray and him icing the game, feel like you would have been a little bit more critical.
If it depends
how that in the group chat, it seemed like you were ready to just like get on somebody.
It would have been different. If they lost because the Cardinals picked up that last first down and they ran out the clock, it would have been different than if Mac Jones just couldn't get a first down and we got the ball back and the offense couldn't do it. I would have been way, way, way more disappointed if we lost that way. If we lost with the offense coming up short. Because it just felt like they let the team down time and time again today. The defense picked it up. And if the defense let up a first down there, it's like they can only do so much. At the end of the day, they could really only do so much. But again, they come up clutch, give your offense a chance. And if they were to lose that game with Mac Jones playing like shit after turning the ball over, yeah, I would have been absolutely livid because it's like the one thing you couldn't do is turn the ball over, just make plays. If he hits Ricky Pearsall on that crossing route or just cans the ball because there was coverage there, they're still going to have a chance to go down, drive. It's not like it was third down. They could have still went and got points. Let the defense do their job and win the game. But it just felt like he was trying to do too much on a bum knee. Like, dude, it's Kyle Shanahan's offense. Get it to the playmakers and fuck off. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. No, but I got to give Shanahan a lot of credit. It seemed like Mac Jones a lot more comfortable than he's ever been in his career. I literally had it written down, and then the interception happened, so I had to pull back a little bit. But Mac Jones did look comfortable. He really, the entire time that he was in these past two games, you basically just saw him. He's not trying to do too much, right? He's trying to stay within his own, whatever skill sets that he has. Just get out to the guys who can make plays like Ricky Pearsall or Christian McCaffrey. Sage, you own Christian McCaffrey in fantasy. The guy had 10 catches.
I own him.
I mean, you own him in fantasy, and he had 10 catches a day.
That's
not nothing. I mean, I think it was maybe about 80% of the receptions went to Ricky Pearsall and Christian McCaffrey. So that's a game plan that you had to have, and I'm glad that Mac Jones didn't try to get outside of that too much and fuck the game up when he doesn't have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Kyle Shanahan adapting, Mac Jones adapting. They know we're not going to let you. Like, he's not Derrick Henry. He's not Derrick Henry. Like, if you're stuffing the run, we're not going to let you take him away. You're going to take away the run? All right, McCaffrey, go out ride. Run a post. Run a crossing route. Run a curl. Like, we're going to get you involved any way how. We're going to get you out on a linebacker. We're going to get you out on a safety, and you're just going to beat them, and then they're going to have to make a tackle on you in the open field, or you're going to run for 20, 30 yards. So that's the thing about McCaffrey that's so special is you saw, right? Like, go around the league today. The Rams were doing a really good job taking away Saquon Barkley, and they couldn't really do anything else with him. I mean, he's running behind that old line. He looks like he's the best running back in football, but when that breaks down, what can you do with him? You can't really do much. The Niners O-line is dog shit. He has a backup quarterback. Okay, we're going to find a way to get you involved. Run out wide. You're going to be our check down guy. They're going to have to, keep an eye on you, or else you're just going to be free. You're going to, I'm not going to say you're going to catch everything. It wasn't your best performance with your hands today, but you're going to catch most things, and you're going to be able to run after the catch. So being able to get him involved still when the run game wasn't there, very impressive. I don't want to say that's all Kyle. I mean, if you can't use Christian McCaffrey, shame on you, right? Like, if you, like, maybe D'Amico Ryans in that Texans offense can't use Christian McCaffrey because they don't know what the hell they're doing, but most, like, inept or apt coordinators should be able to, get that guy involved.
I mean, I agree. I agree with you, Sage. I didn't like that little shot that he took at D'Amico Ryans. I think that everybody's being a little bit unfair to D'Amico.
That guy's a doofus.
That kind of does line up into my next point, because we brought up that you win the game, so really you're just 3-0, and all the bullshit that you have going on with the injuries, you can feel better about yourself because you got the win, but you really got to look down. A lot of people, I mean, the amount of times that we brought this up is crazy over the past couple months, but the schedule with the Niners is easy for the most part. 32nd ranked schedule all year, but you would have to say that this is the toughest part of the schedule right here. So you got Jacksonville next week. You got the quick turnaround Thursday in LA. Then you're on the road again playing Tampa Bay. Atlanta, who did not look good today. I mean, I don't know what we'll see there, but they did look good the first couple weeks. And then Houston. So now that you have Nick Bosa being out, but what I'm saying is, Nick Bosa, if he's out, say he's out 4 to 5 weeks, are we sure that Brock Purdy's back next week? Are we sure?
I'm sure. I'm very sure. I would bet.
Do you even want to risk it, though? Do you even want to risk it? I mean, look what happened with Joe Burrow. He fucked up his toe, too, and he's out for 3 months. Do you really want to risk it when you're 3-0 and you're going up against the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars? Mac Jones has looked great the past couple weeks. For all potential purposes, he's looked pretty fucking good. So I think that is a question that even if Purdy wants to get out there, do you hold him back a little bit?
I think the Jaguars are a stupid team. I think they're one of the rare, like, really stupid teams in the NFL that if you just don't make mistakes, they'll beat themselves. They try to do it again today. They tried to beat themselves. CJ Stroud's just the captain of just being a dumbass this year and just gave them the game. But they were begging. They were begging to lose that game. Trevor Lawrence with a back-to-back 3 weeks in a row now. Sorry. Terrible fourth quarter decisions that lead to turnovers. A terrible pick today. So I'm not nervous about Jacksonville at all. Like, I think they'll beat them with Mac Jones. Mac Jones revenge going up against the team that gave up on him last year. Yeah. That looked better with Mac Jones at the helm than they do with Trevor Lawrence. So I'm not worried about the Jags at all. Did the Jags win week 1? Yeah, they did. They beat the Panthers.
I think they did win week 1. I think they
beat the Panthers. They beat the Panthers, lost week 2 to the Jake Browning Bengals, and then this week they should have lost to the Texans, but the Texans have just out-idioted them, if that's even a word. I'm not worried about
these teams that we're playing are basically like taking turns at like being completely different teams from week to week. Like, you have Jaguars who looked terrible last week, but then they beat the Panthers. The Panthers looked awful the first 2 weeks, but then they shut out the fucking Falcons who looked good the 2 weeks before, and Michael Penix is benched now. We're like hyping up Michael Penix the entire year about what he could do. He's got so many weapons. It's week 3 and he's benched. So
insane.
I don't know if these teams are good, but they do scare me because I have seen them play well. And I don't know. I'm just looking at this 5-game stretch. And if you can't get a lot of bodies back, we brought up earlier, don't tear up the tickets for the 1 seed yet. You might have to if you drop 3 games here.
I have a hard time believing they lose to the Jags, man. The Jags just got an emotional win at home when they very well should have lost, and they got to fly cross country. I feel like we historically beat the shit out of the Jags. Like the last 3 times we've played them in Duval, we've dominated them. I think this is a fast track to 4-0. It's going to come down to that Thursday night against the Rams. Who do the Rams got next week? I think that's like pretty significant. So you got, Cardinals, Seahawks is the Thursday game. Okay, the Rams got the Colts, who look good.
3-0, right? They're 3-0 too.
Yeah, but the Rams coming off a loss. Rams 4.5. That'll be interesting.
I gotta say that Rams probably win that game.
Yeah, I
think it's gonna be tough, man. I mean, that's a bad spot for the Niners to be in. But who are the bodies that are coming back? So you have Demarcus Robinson, who's gonna be coming back. We know that Ayuk, Jordan Watkins, Jacob Cowering are probably not gonna be back. But anybody else on that offense that we could expect to be back for week 4, week 5?
Kittle's 4 weeks, so Kittle should be back for the Rams game, right? Oh no, he'll be back.
No, I think Kittle's going to be out
after the Rams game. Yeah, that's
because he has to miss 4 games on top of when he came out in that Seahawks game.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I haven't heard anything about Mustafa. I don't know when Mustafa plans to come back. I don't think it's anytime soon.
It seems like Mustafa's on that same track that they have Ayuk on, where it's like, yeah, week 6 we'll maybe start giving you updates because it's gonna for sure not be until week 6.
I mean, Ayuk was running routes at practice. It seems like I don't know if he's sprinting, but he's running. I mean, reports are he looks good.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope that he's running right now. The thing is, can he reliably get 10 catches and get cracked 10 times a game without getting re-injured? That's the real question.
I mean, what's concerning is Stephon Diggs tore his ACL the week after Ayuk. I mean, Ayuk's looked way worse. Obviously, he got cracked. Like, it was on a tackle. It wasn't non-contact making a cut. But Stephon Diggs has been back for 4 weeks now. So,
do you think it's that dad strength that he's getting from Cardi B right now?
Cardi B put it on him, right? So I think that might be what's giving it to him. Who knows?
He's our baby daddy now, man. We got to figure it out. I mean, I don't know why. I think it just comes down to the injury, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard. It's hard because we never get into the nitty-gritty of these injuries. But if you're asking like the medical professionals, I bet there are certain kind of different lengths for when you tear your ACL. Also, Brandon Ayuk tore more than just his ACL. I think he tore legit everything in his knee. Am I wrong?
I think
it was ACL, MCL. Things. Like, it was a bad, not break, but tear. I think it got multiple parts of that knee. So that could be a reason too.
Yeah. I'm just going to get it. Like, we're going to keep saying it. We're going to repeat ourselves. So it's an ACL and MCL tear in week 7. Niners are going to get strong. They're going to get better each week. We just got to pray that they stop getting injured. So when they get guys back, it's not like they're just rotating. This guy's injured. Now this guy's healthy. Like, I want to see this team at full go. I think, man, there's no one in the NFC that really scares me yet. We'll see maybe, but the Bucs looked vulnerable. The Eagles looked vulnerable. And I don't believe in the Rams being that much better than the Niners.
I agree with you there on the Rams point. The Eagles are a little bit tough because I think when you're looking at the defense, that's not the same defense that you saw last year. You lose guys like Josh Sweat, who we saw today, who honestly was a big difference maker today. Milton Williams, who I think went to the Patriots, but it just doesn't look like the same defense to me. But that offense, Sage, it was demoralizing watching a couple drives. I mean, obviously I'm not rooting for the Rams, but just thinking from the perspective of being a Rams fan, watching them just drive down, it's basically like if you get the 3rd and 4 or you get the 3rd and 3, you almost want to just let them get the first down because there's no way that you're going to turn them over on downs at that point. With the tush push and Saquon Barkley in the backfield, Jalen Hurts behind the center, they're just going to get those 3 yards, no problem. So that offense is just it's like almost hard to describe.
It's like a cobra.
What do you like? How do you rank a team? How do you rate an offense where if it ever gets to short yardage situations, they're going to get it every single time? Like, that's a major advantage for any game.
100%. I said it's like a cobra. They just suck. They just squeeze the life out of you, and then they eat you once you're weak. They just absolutely man you up, Chase.
It's honestly something that we've never seen in the NFL. Yeah. Something like this. I swear to God.
Anything else on the Niners game? We got Sunday Night Football starting here in a minute.
Oh, what's up, Sage? You got some bets going on? You want to rush to the TV over there? Do you got some dinner that you got to get to? What's going on, baby?
Trying to watch some Sunday Night Football, Chase. I think.
Hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I mean, we talked a little bit Shanahan. We gave Robert Saleh a shout out. In reality, Sage, I think what it comes down to is that you're happy that they're 3-0. You got to give credit to the coaches for getting them in good spots, and for these players who are probably not going to see the light of day in week 6, 7 when all these guys come back healthy. You got to appreciate that they stepped up, but it is a little bit uncertain because you don't know when a lot of these guys are going to come back. You don't know how many injuries are coming. So you see that if you get to full strength that this could be a great team, but we're just not there yet. So it'll be interesting to see. You got Sunday coming up against the Jaguars. Are we going to do a show in the middle of the week for the Jags? Are we going to get hyped up for the Jags at all?
It depends. I mean, we're going through some legal battles with YouTube right now, trying to get free. It seems like we're in some sort of jail where, I don't know, it's not pushing us out. So
also, YouTube disavow. We're not taking shots at you. This is all parody.
No, this is all a parody. Chase, of course, we're going to come back. We're here to give them content. Rain or shine, snow, sleet, we're here. We're going to give content. We're going to break down this tenacious Jags offense, what Liam Cohn and the Jags present to us, how good Trevor Lawrence is, the prince who was promised. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Another day of football.
All right, one question before we get out of here. Yeah. Travis Hunter, thoughts?
I think that it's an absolute joke of a trade. I don't think he's that good at all. I think, I don't care if they drafted him at 2 and they had the second pick. They gave up 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, and a third-round pick for him. That's kind of a joke. When you need help all over your defense and you draft him mainly to be a receiver and play a little bit of cornerback on the side. And he doesn't even look like he's that. Think about all the receivers who go, like Tetairoa McMillan, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., who they draft. These guys are elite receivers. I would have rather them just drafted Emeka Egbuka at 4. He looks like he's way more impact. The impact he has on the offense is twice the impact that Travis Hunter has on the offense and defense combined. I mean, that guy looks like a fucking monster.
Yeah, it just kind of made no sense. I just never got the two-way, how that's important because he's not going to play 2 ways. He's just not going to play 2 ways. And it just seemed to me like that when that's not any value to you in the NFL, then basically you just have a guy who's a pretty solid cornerback and a pretty solid wide receiver, but he can only play 1. So giving away all that capital, I agree. That was terrible. But we're probably going to get into that a little bit more in the middle of the week when we come to you with an episode. But you guys can follow us on all the platforms. We're on IG. We're on TikTok. Sage always brings it up, but we're on Rednote too. If you're on Rednote, you can maybe see some stuff there. But we are going to pump out some YouTube shorts. And as always, you can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcast and Spotify. But anything else for the people, Sage, before we head out of here?
Check out our TikTok. I mean, if you're a Niners fan, go defend us in the TikTok. Our prediction to the Cardinals. We had 40 Cardinals fans coming for us saying we'll be back here Sunday when the Cardinals beat the Niners. Go defend your boys. I mean, we're going to be defending our honor, but go check it out. Cardinals fans making an ass of themselves in our TikTok comments. It doesn't get much better than that.
It doesn't get much better than that. The Niners go to 3-0. They're atop the NFC West, getting ready for the Jags on Sunday. But that's it for the episode today, guys. We'll talk to you later.